All right, hello, wine drinking people. We're back. It is Tuesday, May 25th, and we had a great week last week. We got a few events this week coming up. The Huneeus tasting tomorrow night in the store, which we got still got space left for that, and then the vintage Brunello di Montalcino tasting on Friday night. We still have a few spaces left for that as well. All right, now time for the What I Drank Yesterday section of the show. And this is Tuesday, so we got a lot of stuff to get through here. As you know, Saturday, we have brown bag in the store. We had an epic brown bag this last Saturday. Maybe not quite as good as the Saturday before, but some great stuff. And we started out with Chardonnay Rays, Clones Chardonnay from Chalk Hill. A very rare bottling of Chardonnay from Chalk Hill. And this wine showed beautifully, but it did not fool any of the crowd. We picked it out as California Chardonnay in a short period of time. Okay, I'd like to mention a wine that was open the week before that Chris Carney brought. I forgot to mention the 1994 Gaia Barolo Spears, one of the wines of the day a week ago at Brown Bag. And Chris, thanks again for bringing another one of the wines today, the Peter Michael Moulin Rouge Pinot Noir. However, this wine did not get picked out as Pinot Noir from a lot of the crowd. A lot of people did not know what this wine was. There was a lot of Syrah guesses, which we don't like with Pinot Noir. We want Pinot Noir that tastes like Pinot Noir. This wine is from the Pisoni Vineyard. I'm guessing it's picked very, very late. Very intense. Very nice wine. And after we knew it was Pinot, the crowd said, "Oh, Pinot Noir, of course." But really nice wine. Thank you again, Chris Carney. Both wines 2 weeks in a row. Stunning wines of the day for Brown Bag. And then we had a little, this is a real Brown Bag right here, a wine without a label. So Phil Getson brought this by. We don't know whether it was 2000 or 2001, but it is Avignonesi, the Azzanone, Vino Nobile de Montepulciano. Great little wine. But lots of great stuff, as I mentioned, at Brown Bag last Saturday. Okay, Saturday night, you know I'm off usually to do something, a party or a tasting, and it was Steve's birthday party this Saturday night. A good buddy of mine from the old school, and we partied hard like rock stars. Actually, he has a band room set up at his house, and he had a couple of rock bands playing that night. Very cool. And the champagne was flowing all night long. And I tried to talk Steve into scaling some of the things down because he poured Nicolas Filat. He had some other nicer champagnes, Billicart Simon Rosé. And I always say at a party with 50 people or more, most people, by the time they start drinking, they're really not going to know what they're drinking anyways. So I talked him into a little Lucien Albrecht. This wine is delicious, one of the best values I have in the sparkling wine section. It's 100% Pinot Noir, made the same way as champagne, but it is from Alsace. A great little value, and I had a glass or two of this on Saturday nights just to test it out, see how it was drinking. Brilliant, lovely strawberry fruit, lovely freshness, maybe a little sweeter than some champagnes, but a real crowd pleaser, as was the Schramsberg Mirabelle. Great stuff on Saturday night. Happy birthday, Steve. Okay, Monday in the store. Monday, we had just a couple of suppliers in, kind of a slow day. Lisa Maurer, our good friend from Folio Imports. Folio is a company that Michael Mondavi started when Constellation Brands took over Robert Mondavi Winery in 2004. And we've got some of Michael's good friends that they were involved with at Robert Mondavi Winery, like Marchesi Frescobaldi. And the wine that Lisa brought by yesterday was the Tenuta di Castiglione. This is a little super Tuscan from a great vintage, 2006. It's Cabernet Merlot and Sangiovese, a blend, and the wine is just rocking. Drinking beautiful right now. It's got some lovely fresh earth character to it, some black truffle mushroom type aromas, black plums, black cherry fruit, some fresh herbs, a little bit of bittersweet chocolate. Very full on the palate with a solid core of fruit, and echoing those nuances in the nose through the finish. Really nice freshness, leaving your tongue salivating for food. I love wines like this. And if you haven't heard about how great the 2006 vintage is, we've gave you a little vintage report on that. Okay, a late arrival in the store, about 5 o'clock yesterday. The Celani Family Vineyards dropped by. Well, actually, the president of Celani Family Vineyards dropped by. This project is one of the new projects of Mark Harold. He is the winemaker here. This Mark worked for Joseph Phelps in the 90s, and 2000 he started his own label, Maris, which has been catapulted into the cult status of California Cabernets, and Mark today is considered one of the top consulting winemakers in Napa. This is a full-time job for him, like the Cayman property in Sonoma that he consults for. Both of these, he is the winemaker full-time, not just some celebrity guy that stops by 4 times a year to help them do the blends, and they have another winemaker winemaker on property. And looking at these wines, they were all very good, but very expensive. And this is a small property. They only do about 3,500 cases. The Cabernet is purchased fruit. The Merlot blend that they do along with Cabernet Franc and the Chardonnay is from their estate vineyard that's located on Big Ranch Road in the southern part of Napa. Chardonnay, very nice. Lightly toasted oak spice, a lot of pineapple and lemon citrus. Very bright and forward, similar to a Burgundy, but you can tell the fruit is Napa Valley. Lovely forward fruit, really nice, and like I said, a very clean style of Chardonnay, what a lot of people are moving toward Napa. The Tenacious wine, which, I like a lot of times when they use proprietary names for Merlot blends, because Merlot doesn't get the respect that it deserves. Mark Harold saw this vineyard site, saw the red clay, and said, we need to plant Merlot here. It's much better for Merlot than Cabernet Sauvignon, so that's what they did, and this is a really nice little wine. And then the Cabernet Sauvignon from them is the real star. This is what Napa Valley is known for. And their top wine, Adore, very good at $185, very expensive, and they only make a few hundred cases of this. This is their saving grace. You don't need to sell, you don't need to drop the price on a product like this if you only have a few hundred cases to sell. They should be able to sell through it. And you know what? Thinking about it, this is a great wine. It's as good as almost anything I've had this year. If you look at the cult wines, the Schaefer Hillside Selects, the Cask 23s, the Schraders, the Screaming Eagles, this wine's pretty reasonably priced if you put it up against them. Quality very similar here, and a huge bottle. The only thing I really didn't like about it is the bottle, and it had kind of like a cigar type label on it, very masculine looking. Okay, you know that I'm going to have wine with dinner, and last night, of course, we had a few bottles of wine open. The Volnay from Marquis de Angerville 06. I've been touting this 06 vintage from Burgundy, how well it's drinking. I had a little bit of this wine on Sunday, the rest of the bottle last night. Beautiful, bright black raspberry fruit. A really big. Volnays tend to be a little bigger. This is from the Côte de Beaune. And lovely freshness and lovely soft velvety tannins. These 06 is very forward, very drinkable. Unfortunately, we only have 4 bottles left of this. We do have a little more of the Volnay Champagne, which is a little bit higher priced and usually considered a little better than the Fremont, but both Premier Cru Volnays, and great pricing from this 2006 vintage on both of these wines. Then, as you know, I'm still thirsty. 1 bottle's not enough. The Chateau de Rocaille's Vacqueyras from 2007, and I know you guys have been hearing me tout 2007. This is a great vintage in the Southern Rhone. This is a steal at under $20 a bottle. A really smart little wine. A lot of that lovely, fresh, floral Gariki quality you get out of the Southern Rhone, like a mixed berry pie type fruit in the nose, and just lovely, soft finish. A really nice little wine, drinking brilliant right now. All right, that's all we've got for you today, folks. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off. Saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.